Okay, welcome back everyone. We're going to be watching Rex the Awesome playing Nemesis in this game. He played jungle. It is a loss. He went 6, 5 and 4 in this one. He's currently in silver 5. We asked him, how do you think you played? At the start of the game, I start the game late and get me and my solo off to a bad start. Okay, he gives up first blood. I also had a couple of fat finger moments there that cost me fire giant and get me killed. I think overall I played very bad. I didn't get enough gold because my team... Oh, I'm just reminded with the last little bit. My team... I don't know what my team... My team something. My team either needed help or the enemy had it warded, preventing ganks. My farm was also very bad. I think I played relatively safe through. I think I played relatively safe though and supported my team. I just think it came at my expense and held me back a bit. And about 20 minutes, your DC. Well, this is not a great start to the game for you, I can tell you that much by looking at that. Okay, what aspects of the game do you struggle with? Rotations and farming. When your team is losing multiple lanes, my early carry was playing pretty bad and my solo was playing bad. So instead of farming, I was babysitting their lanes and getting minimal gold because the waves were pushed in. What aspects of the game do you feel comfortable? I felt comfortable with the fighting and wards. They didn't have a lot of CC, so when fighting, I relied on my shield and dash to keep me alive, allowing me to be more risky. I also picked up Aegis to avoid any burst from Vulcan and wait for my shield to come up. Okay, so we'll look over this game. First things first, get yourself a PC that loads in Rex or your internet or something, because starting the game delayed is not going to help your team out at all. Check in with the game straight away. You're going to have a Loki on your side who's not going to have Hog. So what you should be doing in this situation right now is rushing to blue buff. You're going to put yourself behind, but you're going to keep Loki ahead. That's exactly what should be happening now. I don't know if you do that, but we'll call that one right off the bat before we even begin this game. Checking in with the enemy teams and what you're going to be up against. In lane, you're going to be seeing... I'm guessing, yeah, it's Zhong. Okay, Zhong, and you don't know this for certain, so I shouldn't really be saying this because it could be Vulcan in the solo lane as well. So I'll keep that kind of ambiguous. But you're against Arachne in lane, Arachne versus Loki Nemesis. Loki Nemesis in lane, you should be playing relatively safe at the start of this game because there's not a lot of wave clear you guys have between yourselves. Your slice and dice and his decoy will do considerable damage, but not enough to clear the wave out in full. So early game, you're going to get pushed into tower anyway, which you should be aware of. Let's see how this game goes out, though. Checking in with the other lanes as we're, like, leaving base right now. Oh, we're 10 seconds already. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Get the map sorted. You should be a blue buff. Should be heading to your friendly blue buff right now. You shouldn't get too far behind here, honestly. As long as Loki goes straight for his blue. If you start your red, you've messed up badly if you start your red now. You need to go blue. Blue straight away. Oh, you do. Okay. You're not actually that far behind. I'll point out, the start hasn't helped you, but the one thing that's different right now is they've done speed and blue. You've done technically mid-harpies and blue. The only person that's technically behind right now is you, which is okay. You're going to be able to help bring this buff down. Loki should have reset that to you, really, but it's okay. He's going to get it. So you're actually in lane before them, so you've not put your Loki behind, you only put yourself behind, which is one issue that you're going to have to try and fix throughout this game. Don't be sat there trying to get last hits at the start of this. Because so you do that, then you sat and waited. Get pushing this wave as quick as you can, because these guys will push you into tower early, and there's not a whole lot you two can do against this, as I just said. Especially with you being level 1, you want to bring as many minions down as you can, quick as you can, to get level 2. Try not to focus on prioritising onto doing damage in this stage. You want to be focusing on the minions at the start of this game. It's very important for you to do that. If you don't focus on the minions, you're not going to get any clear. You're not going to get any gold out of this wave whatsoever. You're focusing on damage and not focusing on the minions, which is more important here. Now, Loki's going to go in following you. That's the problem there. If Loki dies, that's probably your fault. The reason being, just to explain what happens in these lanes, like when you go aggressive in a lane, your team want to follow up. So we'll watch this little lane back one more time. You poke, we do get the minions there as well, but you should really have saved that slice and dice for when this next minion wave comes. Then when this minion wave's here, you should be walking up to the minion wave right now after the card comes out and just slice and dice him through it. If he exorcisms after the cards come out onto you and to get the minions, he's going to get aggro from this minion wave, which is great, which means you're going to get some free pressure onto him, which means you can start pushing back and make him play a little bit safer. That's what you need to be considering going into this. Why is that? Where's he gone now? What button are you on this time? I've lost you now. There you are. So now because you use your slice and dice, you're losing more of the wave push. You see how I saw the card and the exorcism there? If you were in range for that exorcism, it would have been cool, because he would have got aggro from all the archers. And once again, on this push, right here, He's grouped them all up. Now you go for him, you could actually just slice and dice this minion wave. If you slice and dice this minion wave here, plus that decoy, they should all theoretically die in this situation. Instead, you try to prioritize going on to Doom. And then, because you did that, and you're going to get hit behind you, what happens with that 2 that you just did is Loki wants to go aggressive all of a sudden. We'll just watch this from the angle so you can see. Loki tries to support you, but in doing so, he eats full aggro from the minion wave, full archer damage, and that exorcism card combo coming out as well. So you, technically, in that fight, put him behind. On top of that, if you look at his situation right now, we'll just check in with the Loki. Where is he? He doesn't have any health potions whatsoever, so he's going to have to go back to base relatively soon. This was your issue. You made this. Remember that. You chose this. Remember that, as Tim would say. Now you're pushing the tower one more time. Loki cannot get involved in this at all. You need to let this minion aggro really just go to the tower. There's nothing you can do about this right now. Loki has had to back to base, and that was down to you more than anything else. You're going to be late out of this lane. You should be leaving right about now. You need to leave. You can't stay in this lane right now because you're going to lose some buffs in the jungle. The lane has technically reset right now, so he may push this in, but Loki should be back to continue farming. The longer you stay in this lane right now, the more jungle you lose. The more jungle you lose, the further ahead the jungler gets. The longer you stay in this lane, the further behind your solo laner gets because you're taking golden experience off him. Agreed, he may lose some golden experience from this wave by not being here, and you might be able to soak that, but in doing so, you're putting him further behind in this matchup against Zhonghui as a little bit more than he probably should be, and at the same time, you're going to have to go and farm off other people then in the other lanes, or come back to this lane to farm yourself because your jungle's been taken by this Arachne. Lucky, Arachne stays around, so takes some free damage and doesn't get anything out of it. See how Loki's coming back and you can't do anything here. You're stuck under the tower, you've wasted a few seconds of time doing absolutely nothing right now. What could you have done? Well, you can't exit through here because you've already seen, the Arachne. Actually, you know she's rotating into her own jungle now, so you could just leave through the back entrance here into your own jungle, start your red buff up, your hogs off cooldown, get this red, give it over to Poseidon, then back camps overall, and you should be on your way to the correct level. Instead, you stay in lane. Instead, you stay in lane. And in doing so, this is the point I'm making about you denying Loki experience. By sharing this experience with the Loki, it means he's not going to get to level 5 a little bit longer than the Zhonghui will. Which is not going to help you at all. It's not going to help him out. And you said he got behind in lane and you had to hold his lane. Well, you actually made him further behind than he needed to be. Luckily for you though, Arachne didn't abuse the situation and take your red buff, which is good news for you, so you're going to hit level 4. Poseidon's still going to pick that one up, that's nice. Do the back harpies now. Clear these ones off. Don't feel like you have to spam abilities, okay? Don't feel like you have to spam your abilities to get one corner. Just use your slice and dice only. Save the rest of your abilities just in case you do get collapsed on. I consider rotating mid for that wave there, but you've got mid harpies coming up now as well. Athena coming over for these, as long as she doesn't hog them, this is good. If she hogs them, this is probably a bad deficit for all your team. Don't feel like you have to spam abilities. It means you're running out of mana a lot quicker, and it also means you won't have that ability open if you do get ganked in that situation, which could have been possible. Now you're going to be having mid-harpies. Stop right now. Before you even consider doing this right now, if you're not on comms, that's fine, but you need to look at the situation you're getting yourself into. You rotated past mid lane just now, and you can see it's level 6 versus level 6. They both got equal mana. That's the first thing you need to work out these mid-camp rotations straight away. The other big key factor is, what's the situation in the rest of the game right now? Rama is pushed up, and he's overextended, but he's keeping Apollo in the back front. That means you're not going to get an Apollo rotation. Apollo is not level 5 either, so Apollo won't turn up for this fight. But in this fight, the one big differential right now between Athena and Geb is Geb has his ultimate available. If Vulcan does a wombo combo over the wall, you could get annihilated because you're still only level 4. Athena is still only level 4 as well. Level 4? 4? Let's say it right. So, she's not going to have her ultimate. Her ultimate's not as effective in this one to an extent, but still, him being level 5 makes this a dangerous fight because you've not got vision of Arachne either. If Arachne turns up to this fight, she technically could be level 5 now, but she's not because she chose the weird pathing route that we saw earlier on. However, in this fight, you probably should go for the other camps. These are the most dangerous camps in the game. This left-hand harpy is the one nearest to the Gold Fury, is always the most dangerous one because it's the one where most people will turn up for the rotation for. This is the one where all the fights break out, and the fight right now for your team is not necessarily a good thing. You're not in a real great position to fight this one, especially with a Vulcan and a Geb combination. You should probably go in for the right ones with this Athena. Athena, I don't know if she used a hog, she didn't actually. So, It's risky. I guess you could in this situation go for it, but it's just very, very risky to do this. You could get punished for doing this more often than not. You probably should be looking for the right camps. So you do get them, which is good, and you get the ultimate. The amazing thing is Poseidon gets a solo kill in middle. You force the Cataclysm off and dash! Right. Mistake made right then and there. You had a free kill. This was a free kill for you. All you have to use is use your dash. Remember, when Gep rolls out, guys, if you get in front of him, you can actually stand and get hit by the rollout. It stops the rollout immediately. So what you had to do here is when he rolls out, dash. Dash through and get in front of him. Get to about this point here and force him to get hit by it. If he gets hit by it, then he's not going to get away. It also means Poseidon will be able to rotate up and help clear this out as well. This guy should be dead, in all fairness. He should, well, would he be dead? Would he be dead? Maybe I'm overestimating the damage you guys can do. Am I overestimating it? Well, if Poseidon does come up, technically you do have the damage for it. One Whirlpool will be enough to keep him trapped in. You could have dashed through and pinned him in. That's the main thing right now. Maybe not kill him, I guess. Maybe not. Instead, though, I like the idea that you gave up the chase after not dashing through, so you're going to go straight for the right-hand harpies, which is very, very important. This is now putting you back onto a level playing field in terms of experience. If you do get these, I think you will get them now, as Poseidon's here as well. So, quick check-in at the start of this game. Let's have a little look through. Straight after the most important factor just happened. Loki dies in this solo lane. Okay, Loki level 5, Zonkui at the moment level 6. He did get the kill just now, so he might have just dinged it as well. However, you said that the solo lane got further behind and he failed in his lane and he didn't win his lane. Well, some of that was down to you, and now you can see how this impact is actually affecting him in this lane. It doesn't necessarily mean that was the be-all and end-all of this laning phase. I'm not putting all the blame on you, just to be clear here, Rex. But what I am trying to teach you is that the mistakes that you made in the lane influenced his lane overall. You're now in the perfect sort of position for where you should be for your level. In terms of 3.5 minutes in, you've just got both mid camps. You're nearly level 6. You have got level 5 as well. And you're in a great position in terms of gold. So now this early game when you started in late hasn't affected you anymore. You are now back crisp and on point for where you should be for this time of the game. The issue comes, however, is that you've put Loki behind in lane. And now Loki needs to catch up, so you're going to have to babysit Loki a little bit more, or give up Loki's lane. That's the issue you're going to have to do here. These are the two choices you have to make right now. Do you want to have to deal with Zonkui late game? Well, you could deal with Zonkui late game because you are Nemesis. You could rotate in this lane and turn this lane around because you are Nemesis versus Zonkui. We all know Zonkui has a lot of issues with dealing with Nemesis just because of the Retribution. Sorry, Divine Judgment, not Retribution. Divine Judgment here, if you notice, it takes away 50% of the protections at max level, so at rank 1 it does 30%. Reduces movement speed as well. Gives him a debuff, and so you have all this stuff that's really going to affect Zonkui, who gets double protections when he pops his ultimate with the Recall Demons. So you actually going to this lane and fighting it is a good opportunity for you. Loki might be behind at the moment, but you could turn this one around for your team. That's what you should be looking for in this game. Apollo versus Rama in lane. What you will see is Rama should outpush Apollo during the early stages. This is natural for this to happen. It takes a little bit longer for the So Beautiful to do a full wave clear, where Rama with those astral arrows can push it in a little bit easier and a little bit harder. Checking with the Apollo versus Rama matchup right now. You can see Apollo is a little bit further behind in gold, only by 100 at the moment. It's still early game. This is normal. So right now, your influence at the moment should be on warding for your team and be looking to gank this solo lane and put the pressure on. But your ultimate's on cooldown for 65 seconds. So what I'd realistically be trying to do is farm as much as I can until this ultimate comes back up again, and then be looking for a gank onto Zonkui. It looks like you're both going to rotate. This should be a kill then. Athena should be able to kill him with you here. He should be dead. Slow him. Oh, I don't know. You chose the minions. You chose the minions. Why did you choose the minions? I guess you heard Gab? I'm not sure. That was really odd. So you rotated to the solo lane. I thought you were going to go for a gank there. You chose not to, just tried to farm it up to an extent. This is dangerous in mid lane. You know that poke from Vulcan, especially walking up to a Vulcan like that, it could end in your life. If you had the full combo up, you were probably dead in that situation, in all honesty. Did you actually get any experience there? You got some experience in solo lane. I'm just trying to work out what this decision was in mid. I think you just hit him, don't you? You walk up and hit him, and then you base. You don't get any of the... Why are we basing right now? Why would you base after just popping a health potion? Why base if you're going to pop a health potion? Don't pop the health potion and base, or pop a health potion and stay. They're the two options right now. What could you do here? Well, mid lane is going to be dead for a little bit longer. You can't fight Vulcan, but what you can do is soak this gold, this experience. You might get some of the gold out of it too, because they're all relatively low. On top of that, you've got your Hog available, which means you technically could come up to the minion wave here if Vulcan does back off, Hog the back archers, and then clear the front ones with another slice and dice if it's available. Or you can just soak the experience in mid, then rotate to the back harpies, which are available. These back harpies are also available, and take those ones down, which means you'll get more golden experience for yourself. It means you'll escalate your build a little bit quicker as you're closing in on being able to get your warrior tabby online anyway. Instead, you health potted and based and missed a full wave of experience in mid that nobody is going to get to. Maybe Poseidon will get 2 creeps out of that, that's what I'll call right now. Because you slice and dice them down a little bit, so... Actually, no you didn't. You didn't hit him at all, did you? We just said that. Instead, you base, get rank 2 boots online and 2 wards. Now you're going to do your back harpies, which you could have done before you went back to base. Also, Loki's blue was coming up, so you could have actually helped him with that before basing as well. As you did pop that health potion that we were talking about. That health potion went to waste. That was a 50 gold wasted right there. It was more of a panic 50 gold than anything else. So now we're looking for a fight. We're going in for one. We can see they're going for the blue buff. I like this rotation coming out from you here. You know there's a fight going on. Who are we ulting on to? We're going to go for the Rama. We slowed him. Good dash. Good second dash. Get in front of him. Good body blocking. Good body blocking. I like that. The body blocking was very good there. This is a good ultimate from Athena as well. The shield to reflect the damage back is nice. Okay, positioning overall there wasn't too bad. The only thing I'd say that I would like differently from you is just where you were, kind of. Let's go a little further back. So the ult's good. The pick up on the kill is really fantastic here, in all honesty. I love the body blocking here, but then you rotate into a position that I don't really like. Athena starts ulting, so I guess you were trying to cover this option here. You've got Apollo covering this option, and Athena's covering there. That's why I saw you run this way. But the moment you see Athena ulting, you should probably walk back on yourself over to this angle here, because there's 2 people covering this side then, this way and this way. You should be stood over here to make sure you avoid the snipe damage which is coming in, because he's trying to focus on killing this Apollo off. At the same time, you should probably rotate over here just to cut off the option once again of him rotating away. You do end up doing this, but you could have been there a little bit sooner. Notice how he ran that direction as well because he saw a possible opportunity. You did cover it. You could have covered it a little bit better. Got a later hog. That's fine. Clear the mini wave out. Put a ward down for your team. Try not to... This is a thing as a jungler. Try not to bother warding this area. You know it sounds really weird for me to say try not to bother warding. But these 2 wards here are generally the team should be like... The support should be warding that. Like 95 times out of 100. AD carries like to ward this one sometimes, and sometimes it's not really needed. This one here generally should be you. One of the 2 wards that a jungler should really be doing. They shouldn't be doing all the warding, but there's like 2 or 3 wards where they can place. They should place one probably here, they can place one here, and they can place one over here for the solo lane, because solo lanes are generally lazy and don't buy enough wards in all honesty, and end up getting picked because of it. But you should be looking at either warding here or here and have the mid laner do the other one, vice versa. If the team is being lazy and not buying wards, then yeah, I can understand you double warding so you can get vision for yourself. Now you're also on cooldown again. So with your ult being on cooldown, there's not a whole lot you can do here. You're trying to soak quick experience as someone in mid, but there's no experience to really soak. Mid harpies on the left are coming up. You know they're coming up because you're the team that did them already. So you should be ready for these mid harpies as well. The ping does come out for them. Ping on the red as well, but the red is less important right now than these mid harpies as they are a neutral camp and not in your side of the jungle. Now you know Geb's coming in for this one. You don't have ultimate available. We want to be taking this buff. We want to be taking these camps. Athena's trying to fight. Okay, you get 1, he gets 1, I think is what just happened then. That was a 1-for-1 trade. I should really check that out to make sure. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you got both. Oh, you got both. Okay, you did get both in that one. But right on the harpies now, that should be your priority. Focus this mid lane down quickly. Yeah, just walk past it. Walk past it, you'll get experience as you go. You should get some of it. Ryan Happy's going to be a little bit delayed. You can see on the map where they are right now. You try to duke out the Vulcan ultimate, which is good. Take this camp down. This is priority 101 right now. Straight afterwards, pause. What's the situation you want to be in right now? What is the situation on the screen? Loki just died 1v1 once again against this Zhong Kui. You do have your ultimate available in 5 seconds. You should be trying to get a rotation over here now. Athena's available. Poseidon's available. Poseidon has Kraken. You also have Athena with you, and you have your ultimate available in 5 seconds time. This should be a rotation right now for Zhong Kui. Right now. Right now. Not red buff, Zhong Kui. Not red buff, Zhong Kui. Not red buff, Zhong Kui. That's an opportunity missed right there to gank this guy. You don't know what his ward coverage is like. He does have one ward down on his backside, which is over here, as you can see on the minimap. And you can see it just ping, just there. However, he's not got any access here. He's also pushed up. He's overconfident right now because he just defeated 1v1 against this Loki. Do you know if he's got ultimate available? Well, you don't, unfortunately, but that's the risk you have to take if you can actually find him in the game. Does he have it available? No, he doesn't. And Loki could actually register that one into you. He might not have done because he might just be annoyed by this matchup. He's not great and I'm just not enjoying it. But you should be rotating for this kill right now with your ultimate available. Every time your ultimate is up, you should be looking for a kill if possible. Clearing your jungle is very, very important. However, getting that kill is even better. Athena rotated over there. If you would have rotated with Athena, that is a dead Zhong Kui right now. You would have got some good golden experience from him as well as being able to farm up a full minion wave. You should have died there in all honesty. Apollo gets gank left. You're going to go for your speed buff now. I'm pleased that you're going to go for the speed buff here. There's nothing else for you to really do apart from just farm up at this very stage after you choose not to go for the Zhong Kui after we recalled. Bring down buff. Now back harpies. Probably should have done back harpies there as well. Or rotated left. Like there your options are. You just got speed buff and you literally just saw Rama coming in to hit this tower. You could rotate on this. Like, rotate on this with Athena's help. You'll get spied out by wards, but you release some tower pressure. There's a full wave of experience here that you can soak for yourself. Nobody else is going to get it. Why not go and get it? You've got enough health and mana to go and deal with that wave and force Rama back. Instead, you let the wave go, and Athena's the one that goes and picks it up. You chose to go back to base, and all you could really get was a sentry and start working on chins. So, was it really worth going back there? Did you have to go back? Could you have got an extra wave of experience first? Yeah, is the answer. You really could have. Consider when you're going to go back to base just a little bit more often. Now, checking in with this lane now. Zhong Kui level 10, Loki level 8. You should be coming over here to help. Good, I like that sentry because you want to try and get a gank off of him. You want to see if he's got a ward in the area. Good, Jukes around the walls. You know he's coming over. Fight him. You should be going on this now. You should be already going on this. When he walked around here, now you giving yourself up like that was kind of free. When he walked around this corner, we'll just roll this back. When he walked around this corner here and he starts walking up to place this ward, you should be already going. You should be just dashing in, going for this kill. He's not going to be able to survive against the two of you, Loki as well. Even if Loki is behind, you should be able to pick him up. Instead, you chose the ward. Now he knows you're in the area, and what's he going to do? Why, he's not going to... What? This is a big gank. He should be dead. Really good slice and dice. That was a good kill. It was a good kill. Athena really made that one happen. You going for the ward wasn't the greatest idea. He didn't respect the fact that you were clearing the ward, and he didn't expect to close you down. However, it worked out okay and in your favour. He's going to have to back to base now. Loki's going to have to back to base. Who got the kill for that one? I think it was you. Was it not? Was it not? Did you not manage to give it over to Loki? Oh, Loki could have really done with that one. But hey, getting yourself ahead is important too. Poseidon's doing great in mid lane, which is good news. Apollo's really struggling. And Apollo just needs to play safe under the tower in all honesty. There's not much more else he can do. I like the decision just to let the minion wave come in here. You don't want to be fighting an Arachne. Arachne 1v1 fights are not great at the early stages of the game. Really, any stage of the game. So, not the best idea in the world to fight him. So, you do a good job of soaking experience. Probably would have let Loki get that solo. I know you want to get your own jungle, your own build advanced and get yourself online, but the difference being is that Loki is quite far behind, and that's you could have let him have that blue buff solo because you did take a wave of experience there off him as well. You could have let him have that blue buff solo. It's only a little thing, but it's something that could actually make a difference. Going very deep here. Now, this deep play coming out from you, how do you know the speed buff's up? You don't. I guess you heard something over the wall or you just thought you'd come out over here and check. You don't have any buffs to deal with yourself right now. You don't have your ultimate either in this situation. Plus, you don't have full vision of the whole team right now. That's one thing you've got a problem with. Where's Vulcan? Where is Vulcan right now? That's what you're going to be taking into account when you're going to go aggressive like this. The two people you can't see at this exact moment is Arachne and Vulcan. If you walk around the corner and you find an Arachne, well, Vulcan could be coming in back from base right now and you could get ganked from that. So just think about that before you go for these crazy invasions and what your escape route's going to be. Did you steal that? Yo, my boy! He just walks around and goes, he takes my money when I'm in need. That was a really good steal overall. It worked out well for you, but it was a bit risky. It was a little bit risky. That's why I wanted to point out to you. Meanwhile, Paul's going to go down on this side. Athena's in trouble as well. It looks like Pos is really in trouble. Body block. Oh, you'd have dashed, didn't you? Because you dashed down. Could we have done anything different? I don't think we really could have. I mean, it wouldn't matter because you dashed a little bit earlier and your dash is now on cooldown. If you still had your dash up, you wouldn't be in this position anyway. But if you did have your dash up, your priority would be to dash and body block for Zergot here on this Poseidon, just to get him out of trouble. Oh, you use the full combo, but Arachne turns up, and that's a full disengage from you. What are we doing? Oh, I guess we were expecting us to do Golf Fury here. Is that what we're doing? Athena wants to go in then. You're low on mana. Oh, this is tough. I mean, they've got 4 members of a team here. You've only got 2. You're actually delaying them from doing gold, which is amazing. They're a bit too worried about losing the Golf Fury. I probably would have done that if I was their team, just because I knew you didn't have ultimate anymore. Well, hey, you do the good thing. You stop them from getting Golf Fury. You drop the blue buff, ready for Apollo to come back. With Apollo being a little bit behind as well in this lane, as you can see he's 2 levels behind in this lane, you probably should have waited for him before dropping the blue. You're putting yourself further ahead, but you said at the start, you know, during the questions that we asked you at the start when you said in these replays, the solo and duo were behind. And what I've seen you do in this game so far is you put solo behind. You also help to keep duo behind as well by taking away that buff. That buff could have been waited for when Apollo turns up. You could have done that. That would have actually escalated him a little bit further and helped him to catch back up a little bit. You deny him that buff. Meanwhile, Rom is doing that buff on his own over there, so he's getting more experience once again in this lane. So think about these options, Rex, when you do these things that you're thinking about doing. I mean, it escalates yourself, yeah, but at the moment you're in a pretty good position. You're a level ahead of Arachne, and some of that's down to that speed invade and also the way you farmed. But in doing so, you've put the rest of your team behind. Now, focus should be on Jongadonga. Once again, you're almost not up, so go for red buff, do back harpies, speed buff, and then you should be able to gank Zhong. Or you could even go straight after doing back harpies here. Why are we not doing back harpies? Why don't back harpies?
Your right tower is under attack.
Could have done back harpies right then. I mean, going straight for the speed buff, speed is important. You still got a speed buff on you right now, so just refreshing that, you're kind of not using the full speed buff that you've got on you for the moment. The other thing about that is your wall coverage right now on the minimap, as you can see. You've got great wall coverage over here, so you know if somebody was coming for this already. So you've got full vision, you know. These 3 wall coverage here, nobody's going to be able to get through to the speed buff without you knowing about it, especially because the way Poseidon's playing in middle lane, he's doing very well at keeping lane control. So you dropping the speed buff here wasn't really required. The interesting thing about you dropping the speed buff now is that if you would have done back harpies, you would have seen Arachne in the right hand lane, where Loki's under pressure once again. You drop speed, you go back to base, and you start buying. You got 1600 gold. That's Balance Blade online. What else are we going to be picking up? That's my next question. Hog 2, Aegis. Okay, you said in the pre-game that you went for Aegis because you wanted to avoid the Vulcan burst. It will buy you a bit of time with the Vulcan burst. You can also avoid exorcism and stuff as well. I mean, it's Aegis or Beads. Beads just have a lot of things that can be used aggressively as well as defensively, just to reset your cooldowns to get you out of trouble or get you into more trouble. A good rotation. This should be a dead guy. Is Loki coming? Is Loki coming? Is Loki coming? Is Loki coming? No, he's not. Bit of a weird gank. The reason it's a weird gank is because I'm guessing you're not on comms. And if you're not on comms, then these ganks aren't as, you know, fluent as they are. When you come over, actually, this is not a good gank from you, just because of a few things that we're going to show now. Here's the issues. He's not got ultimate available. Even if you're not on comms right now, you can see this for yourself. He's not got ultimate. He's very, very low on HP. There's a full minion wave build up here. Are you going to be able to 100 to 0 him yourself? That's the question. Because if Loki comes in, he eats an exorcism to the face or a card to the face, he's dead. So this gank, it may have relieved some pressure, but it's not. It's only relieved one wave of pressure, you know? And it's put you all on cooldown for another minute and a half. He's going to wander back to tower, not even have to worry. Loki gets some farm, hooray. But that's it. That's your gank over with now. And now we're typing. If that was a type there, Rex, to complain about Loki not coming in, there was definite reasons why he chose not to come into that overall. That decision wasn't the greatest gank just because he had nothing to really follow up with. If we actually go back one more time, because I think that's what the typing was about, is why didn't you follow up? Well, let's just look at it from Loki's angle. We'll just pause here and find Loki on the screen. Just so you can see what the other player was up to here. He actually just used his assassinate by the looks of it. It looks like he was in a whole world of trouble. We'll see how the lane plays out a few seconds earlier. Because he gets some pressure on him. Just going to wander through it from his angle. He goes in with the assassinate, tries to do a full combo. Everything's on cooldown right now. He's just used everything completely in this fight before you even turn up here. When does Vanish come back up? He's really, really low right now. Has to use his Vanish again. So you turn up to this fight, and we're just checking what he's actually got available. First of all, he's got Decoy, but there's a full minion wave. Full minion wave. How long till his Vanish is up? 5 seconds. He's not going to be able to help you. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. He wants to help, but he's got nothing. He wants to help, but he's got nothing.
Your left tower is under attack.
Try and keep an eye on what's going on in the fights. And now you're probably messaging there, as we just said, about, you know, why didn't you come in for the gank? Well, he had literally nothing. He's trying to make a play on his own because he wasn't getting much help to an extent from you. That was the first time I've seen you do exactly what I wanted you to do, though, is use your ultimate, get your ultimate up and go in. No real need for the shield there. You should have just checked how much damage that would do to you. It would have been a nice tester for you. Godfrey's been started up. You've not got ultimate available. Focus the Gab for the time being. That's good. Change your attention to Rama because he's going to really hurt you. Poseidon gets a solo kill. Apollo's in base. Athena's now in trouble because she went overly aggressive alone, really? And if she dies, that's technically your fault. You might die too. Preemptive shield. Not really needed. Not really needed there.
Your right tower is under attack. Killing spree.
Yeah, that worked out so well for your team. Holy moly. Did you actually get the Gold Fury as well with that? Did you really get Gold Fury as well?
Your right
Holy moly, that should not have happened.
Killing spree.
Blue team get the Gold Fury. Yo, that was hype. Okay, let's go back to what you did in this fight first of all, because with what you did in this fight, some of it was good, some of it was not so good. The chase factor was probably a bit of an issue. Because I was calling things in that fight, and then when I really thought about it, it was probably not the best description of what you should be doing. We'll pause right now. Pause. Where's Arachne? You don't know. Pause. Where's their hunter on the Gold Fury? Pause. Where's your hunter dead in base? Where's mid lane? Mid lane and mid lane still in mid lane. Right now, what does that say? If Arachne is in the area, it's a 3v2 scenario for you and Athena to be walking into. Your mid laner is tied up with the other mid laner. He won't be involved and you don't have a hunter online. Your solo lane is still in solo lane, as is theirs. So right now, your priority here is not to try and steal this away. It's to try and force a reset. It's not even to try and get kills. It's to force a reset. That's priority right now. That there is reset. Right then, what you've just done is reset. You realise, though, you did decent damage. And now you're like, hang on, maybe we can kill this guy. But in doing so, you're now putting yourself in a position where you're going to take a lot of free poke. A lot of free poke in the back. And Athena's committing as well now. You do force a Cataclysm. It's backwards and forwards this now, because your personal play here, you probably should have just forced a reset. And nothing more than just a reset. Athena stays in a little bit too long because she goes in to support you. So what should you have done? What should you have done? You should have just forced a reset and then backed away. However, it works out for the best. I'll give you reasons for why it works out so damn well. Okay? Just because it's really clear why it works out so damn well. Because Geb's ultimate was on cooldown, and because Arachne's ultimate was on cooldown, when Poseidon, Athena, and Apollo all turn up to that fight, you do win and get the Gold Fury off it. So we'll watch that fight, just because I'm pretty sure you forcing those ultimates did win this fight for your team, even though the mistake was not made from you. I kind of vomited in my mouth a little bit at that. I would have watched that again. Hi, I'm Kraken. No escapes. Oh, thank you very much, says the team. And away we go to continue on. So it's 8-7 right now. Now, with how this game's going on, what do we know about this game right now? Apollo just picked up 2 kills. Sorry, appears to be kill and 2 assists over in this left-hand lane. He's still working on Devour's Gauntlets. He's very, very, very far behind this Rama now. Very far behind, but that gold will have helped him out a little bit. As you can see, he's... Actually, he's not that far behind. That's me lying, because I actually thought he had full boots there, but he's not. He's rank 1 boots. So he's Rust Executioner instead. So, a couple of options for what you should be looking to abuse in this game right now. This is what you should be doing with your tab as well, which I've not mentioned just yet, especially as Nemesis. Zhong has boots 1. He has boots 1 and sprint. That's all he's got. So he's lacking mobility in this lane, which means you guys should be able to punish this one. If you rotate him for a gank, he pops sprint, you come back again next time round, gank one more time after the sprint's on cooldown, and you'll get a free kill on himself. You should be trying to tell Zhong that you could do that. Across the way, Rama, same situation. He's only got sprint 1 though. And with boots 1, he's got no mobility. He's gone for damage over mobility here, and that you can punish them for that. If people realise you're doing this, you can be punished for it. So, these are the options of ganks you have available. Mid lane is fine. Mid lane is fine. This guy in mid lane has done a great job so far. He's doing good rotations. He's not had an issue to deal with in mid lane. Only 1 gank early on that caused him an issue. So your priority should be on Zhonghui and should be on this Rama. These are the 2 targets that you need to be looking at bringing down because they're being the issue for your team right now. We're looking for Zhonga here. I hope we're looking for Zhonga here. Like, we should be rotating right this second. I guess you want the speed buff. I guess you want the speed buff. Which is cool. You get it. That's nice. Steal it away one more time. Good juggle rotation. We're looking for mid. Why are we looking for mid? Why are we looking for mid? This is kind of greedy, I feel. I feel this one's a greedy play. I feel it's a greedy play just for the simple reason is Vulcan's level 13, Poseidon's level 17. Poseidon got this. He got this in the bag, right? He got this under control and you're like, yo, I want to come get some free kills too. I like this idea. Not the best idea in fairness. You don't need to be here right now. Vulcan's taken care of. You've got other priorities that need to be dealt with on this map right now. Known as Zhonghui. Few things to know as well, whenever you take the enemy speed buff, when the start of the game happens, guys, what happens? Speed buff gets taken, then blue buff gets taken. Henceforth, what should be the case? Whenever speed buff is up, blue buff is up. You could be over in this position right now looking for a gank. You should be aware that this blue buff may well be available. Instead, you're trying to gank Vulcan. You saw that wall go down. Okay, I'm glad you're realising that. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just leave. I like the idea not trying to like soak off other laners and just focus on mid. Like staying mid's not bad here just because Apollo needs the farm, Loki needs the farm as well. So you sit in mid with, you know, you got Poseidon level 17, that's okay, you can soak farm. Shouldn't be really taking his blue buff down again. Apollo doesn't get the experience, does he? Did he get the experience from that? I hope he got the experience because we're going through this again. Of stealing away. Ah, where is he? Apollo, where are you? Apollo, let's find out if he actually got experience from that. Does Apollo get some experience here? Poor Apollo. Didn't get any experience again. Oh, Rex, give the guy some love, man. Give the guy some love. You've ganked his lane once, you steal away his blue buff twice, don't even let him get experience. And then you send in a replay saying that he didn't do very well. Well, you didn't really help that situation, Rex, did you? Come on now. Mid camps are up, and it's nice to see you doing the mid camps once again. It's been a bit of a lull on the mid camps from your point of view. It's a big fight going in mid, and you're doing mid camps. A big fight in mid. Vulcan ult comes out. You can see on the minimap right now, Athena's there, Rama's rotated in, Geb's rotated in. You should be there. You should drop these and go straight for this fight, I feel, and help out your team. If you lose this fight, you could lose more than the Harpies. You could possibly lose a Fire Giant. It is 16 minutes in. They are kind of strong in a weird way. It's not often they're going to do Fire Giant because they drop gold for you early by you just showing your face, so... But you should be there for this fight. Oh, you ulted the target that went to the sky. Ah, he didn't actually take damage from that. That's painful. I've never seen that happen before. Okay, I reckon it's on the backside. You did rotate in after dropping the Harpies. I'm glad you did that overall. In that situation, when you turn up there, Ron was probably going to take to the sky anyway. What you could have done is focus Geb. If you would have hit Geb with the ultimate, you would have taken half his protection. How much of his protection would you take actually? Let's just check. You would have taken 35% of his protections and given them to yourself. He would have been debuffed so easy for you to squishily kill. It would have forced him back. He would have also been slowed. And that means with those extra protections, you could have actually gone to the Vulcan and put the pressure on there from your team because everybody else was dealing with a Reckoning and trying to bravely run away. You're going to go back mid Harpies again. I don't think this is the best call, just because mid lane's getting pushed in right now. They could push on mid lane, and the fight's still going on in the jungle.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Rotate mid and defend mid lane. Cool. Late shield. Bit unneeded. Good news is Apollo's getting himself back on. He's getting himself a kill or two, which is good. So once again, go back to farming a little bit more. I'm just going to check in with what happens in this game. Okay, it is still a loss. Yeah, it's a long game for a loss. This is a dead Jonga Donga. This is a dead Jonga Donga. Just keep landing those autos. Nice patience on the autos as well. Dash. Good decision to wait on the dash as well. Really good. Shield. You're out. Oh, Aegis! Aegis was so late there. Aegis was very, very late. But you live! That was a really good gank. I like the decision making you made in that fight as well. For people who don't realise what I'm talking about with the decision making, okay, is when he comes in for this fight, he doesn't just burn everything immediately. Speed up past the red buff bit. But he doesn't burn everything immediately. He waits patiently on this. We'll talk through it now. He knows the ultimate's on cooldown. He's not got his available. So they're slow. He starts auto-attacking. But look how patient he is with his auto-attacks. You'll see it in a second. After that combo, he waits patiently for the next auto. He makes sure he can land it, and he makes sure he's in range before doing it. Because every time you auto-attack, you reduce your movement speed. Reducing your movement speed means that he can continue to get away. When we check in with his build now, he's still only got boots 1, which if you would have factored in, you wouldn't have had to worry about this sort of chase thing. Situation of having to stay in range. You would have been able to kill him quicker. But I digress. Onto the main part of this is that these autos are really, really good. Now we notice how he didn't use his dash all the way through this. He's still got his dash available. Swift Vengeance is still online, still patiently waiting, and he waited in case the stun did come up to be able to dash back in and finish off this kill. And that's exactly where he uses it now. Cuts off the angle, body blocks where he can, gets the auto attacks, and then leaves. Where does the Vulcan ult hit, by the way? It does actually hit you. With the meatball. Oh, you lucky son of a gun. Worst Aegis world, but I've done those too, so don't worry about that. But I really like the decision making you made in that little engagement. It was only a small thing, but it was a nice thing.
Middle tower is under attack. Your left tower is under attack. Rampage! Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is
So,
under attack.
what are your priorities in this game right now? This is where you should be looking at going into the later stages of the game. We're starting to get mid. Oh, there's a big fight on this side. Oh my god, Apollo comes online. Apollo is starting to get himself online. Good lad. Good job, Apollo, for the stuff he's had on it. Oh, what was this? I didn't see that one coming. What kind of play is this? Rex, what happened? This was the first mistake I've really seen you make that was terrible. Minion waves down. Why are you tanking the tower? It's at half health. It's at half health. You've got no vision of rotations coming in. Apollo just rotated in from a Rama. Loki's here as well. You tanking the tower, Rex?
Your left tower is under
Rex, please. Rex, what was that? What was that mistake? What a mistake to make. You played so well up till then. I mean, you may have caused a few issues in your laners, but you didn't really make any really bad thing. That was just a bad mistake, Rex. Don't do that again. Never get greedy for the towers, guys. Like, tanking up half HP towers is a squishy. You might win this fight if you're lucky. Oh, you're gonna.
shut
1 for
down.
1. Oh, that's not good.
Your right
Jonga
tower
Donga
is
killed
under attack.
the Poseidon.
Your right tower is under attack.
Okay, right. One things to note right now. This is the key that I want to make in this one. Going into this game, at this stage of the game, what should your priorities be? That is the question on your lips. Loki's behind. Loki's been behind all game, and some of that has been down to you. I'm not going to keep pointing that one out. I have to, though. Poseidon is the big dog in this game from your team. He is the big doge. So what you should be doing is protecting this guy as much as possible. You want to be his 100% peel monster. So that's your duty, is to make sure this Poseidon stays alive. You should technically be sacrificing yourself to an extent to make sure Poseidon can get off his Kraken and deal decent damage. You should also be setting him up for the kills. But who are the priority targets that are going to go for Poseidon? Well, across the way, their team should be thinking the same thing. Poseidon is an issue, guys. We need to bring him down. Your main target should be Zhong. You've got a great build to deal with Zhong, especially with Chins as well now, just to reduce, because it does percentage of HP as well, as we all know. It does percentage of maximum health. So, doing that onto Zhong Kui, you going for the damage onto him, it should be your priority. Take Zhong out of the fight. Zhong's going to want to be in this fight, and he's going to be looking to chase down Kraken Boy over there, because Kraken Boy is the issue for his team. He knows this. Geb as well will be trying to get the damage off, so will Arachne. Arachne, though, only level 12 right now, so she's not that big of a threat. On top of that, if Arachne does jump onto Poseidon, well, Poseidon should make him eat Kraken. That should basically be what happens. Apollo, you should try and protect. Apollo's getting himself back in the game. Loki's just too far behind in terms of build right now. He's had to bax his beads and get Hog 2 online to keep himself sustained. So a little bit behind in terms of build, so he's not got Jotuns online just yet. He will get there eventually though, but he just needs some time. So you should be having him split push, and you should be looking to group up and try and contest Gold Furies. I like the idea of going for the objective there, but your main priority now going to the mid game is keeping Kraken Boy alive. His priority.
Your middle tower is under attack.
For anyone who doesn't know what peel means as well, I'll just give you a quick explanation during this one. Peel is a lot like... The way I'll explain peel is, think of a banana. To get to the juicy goodness that's inside the banana, you have to peel back the skin. To peel back the skin means that you expose the center of the nutrition and the tastiness. In this case, to explain it, Poseidon is the nutritious tastiness inside the banana. You are the layer of skin that's going to prevent them from doing that. So you want them to be having issues with the layer of skin to get to the tasty treat. Think of it from that sort of standpoint. You are there to peel and to be peeled and to peel them off. That's the whole job of it. The banana is the way forward.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Poseidon is the tasty banana in this game, and you are the skin protecting him from being tasted. What are we doing? Hello? Oh, this is where you DC'd for a minute. Oh, I remember now. I remember now. You did say you DC'd for a minute. But he's back from outer space. And they're going to go Gold Fury off this because Poseidon dies again. You weren't there to save your tasty banana, Poseidon. We're kind of watching this fight from the outskirts here. We're either getting in or we're getting out. That's the question here. What's the plan? Looks like we're getting out for now. Now we know they should be going for Gold Fury here. Poseidon's dead in base. He's just respawned now. But Gold Fury should still be standing, or you should expect it to be because Geb's doing mid harpies, which means Gold Fury's online. Zhong Kui's in mid lane now, so don't get rotate. Don't chase this too much because Zhong's behind you. Minimap, minimap, minimap. You should see Zhong's here, Arachne's here. Arachne's a free kill. Loki and Apollo should deal with this, no problem. You don't need to help him out. He's already used his ultimate. You should have seen that. The team knows this as well. You don't need to be going for this kill. You should be looking at gold. You should be looking at gold. You should still be looking at Gold Fury right now. You can see the Gold Fury now. Come on, you walk past Rex, you walk past the Gold Fury. Are you really going to let him have Gold Fury for free over your speed? Now you notice the Gold Fury, you're like, well, poop, I should have been there earlier. You were already in position for it. They get Gold Fury, but you can turn this fight. Good ultimate. Good ultimate on the right target. Get on Zhong, get on Zhong, get on Zhong, get on Zhong, get on Zhong. That's right. Keep that tasty banana goodness alive. That's the plan. Aegis? Ooh, I don't think the Aegis was good. Was it? What went on with the Aegis there? Did you not Aegis in time? Slow it down again. Slow it down and find out what happens. Slow, slow, slow. I got too slow. Okay. You get a full wombo from Vulcans to the mouth. You do get the slow off on him. I'm feeling this is rank 1 Aegis here. Oh, you got stunned before you could Aegis. Oh, that's what wrong. It did fail you. The Gold Fury goes to them. At the moment, this fight is going in their favour. It's 1-for-1, but technically, Arachne wasn't even involved in this one. And now there's a fight breaking out on the left-hand side. Maybe we're going to see Loki die here as well. We can speed this up now. What could we have done differently? Well, let's just watch it back quickly and just see if we can see some stuff that we can get on with. First things first, though. First things first. This is the moment. This is the moment where you should have already been prepared for the Gold Fury. Like, your positioning should have been totally different for this Gold Fury fight. You should not have been so late to this fight. It shouldn't have been Loki going in. It should have been you. And it's right now. Right now. You've got two people around this area here. They're clearing out your ward, and you're focusing over here on your speed buff. You should be keeping an eye on this fight. That engagement and the Gold Fury is where you should have been ready for. Now, for the rest of the fight, though, let's see what happens. And talk through what you could do differently. Priority, first of all, here looks like you were trying to focus onto Zhong there. You did manage to use the 2, so you used Slice and Dice to try and hit him. You missed it. You ult him, but then you dash through. Don't know what the dash in was for. Don't know what that dash in was for. You probably should have been exactly here now. We'll just show this. Because, like, you had perfect angle to kill this Zhong a lot quicker. Right now. He starts walking back to your team. You can see he's walking back to your team. You should be walking backwards with him and auto-attack him in the face. You should be auto-attacking him in the face. Instead, you kind of go in deep and shield up. I don't know why. You shield up there. You eat a Cataclysm because of it. You wouldn't have eaten that Cataclysm either. And then you have to dash to get back in range of this one. So if you would have stuck with him, you wouldn't have had to use the dash. Zhong should have died a lot quicker. He would have probably been dead by now because of your autos just doing work to him after the ultimate that you'd put on him as well. So he should already be dead in all honesty. Instead, he's going to get out of trouble, which he shouldn't do. Him living, some of that was down to you in fairness. You should have picked him up by just auto-attacking him instead of diving into the shield. And then you do die. Back online again though, it's 17 to 14. What can we check in with and see in terms of builds and items once again? We still know Zhong Kui is the big issue on their team. Rama is also an issue as well. Level 19 right now, has Rage Online. One thing you can note about him, he's only got Sprint 2, he's not got beads available, which means he's given himself a little bit open to be picked off. He should probably be looking at Aegis really against this Kraken boy and against the Loki. Aegis is like prime for these teams right now, and Vulcan's senses that to an extent. Your targets, once again, should be Zhong, and you just need to make sure you pick him up every single time here. That was a free kill. GG, well played. Loki's starting to get there, now you can see that because that full combo was just nice when you do link up together. And if you could do that against Zhong, Zhong's dead. Like, he's not going to get out of that. That's a normal speed again. Trying to be a front line for your team, which is good. There's no more engage coming out of that as Apollo split pushing. Is there any objectives for you to take? Not really right now. I mean, you did manage to get the solo kill onto him. Poseidon should be basing right now. Where are we going? Where are we going? You're just going to hang around? What are we doing? We could base here. Like, when you were thinking about walking back here, you could base and go and get Jotuns. There's nothing in the jungle for you to realistically farm. But leaving Poseidon so far forward on the front line like you did is a bit risky because Geb could technically blink in Shockwave or blink in Cataclysm, cause him an issue and get him killed. Loki's going in for a fight here, which is a bit worrisome, but hey. And Athena's ulting you. This could be a big play. That is a big play. But you're focusing on the wrong target. Wrong target. Jongadonga is your target. There's a Jongadonga. He's still alive. Jongadonga, 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 Jongadonga. Good slow. Body block, body block, body block, body block, body block. Good body blocking. You were attempting to, I can see you doing it. And you pop the shield up as well. Good. Where you go? Where you going? Where you going? Yes, 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 Rama. Rama, Rama, ding dong. Kill Rama, Lama, ding dong. Save your ultimate. Save your ultimate, you don't need it. Right now, you've been hit by a slow. You don't have any cooldowns up apart from your ultimate. What's your options here? You've got 3 seconds until this comes up. There's not a whole lot you can do. One thing you can see right now, without even just looking at your minimap, you don't even have to have total vision. You can just see Araki's going to continue chasing you. She's going for the kill. Apollo is coming up behind you though. This is really quick reflexes thinking. You either should know he's on high HP anyway where he escaped, or you can always check to see his HP here. At the same time, if he's coming in for this fight anyway, you probably should be turning around to fight this. What I would do is 180 and ult. 180 and ult. You steal his protection, so you get a little bit more survivability out of this one as well. Plus, it allows Apollo to catch up and close this distance down to get in range to kill him. You are level 17. You've got 3 more seconds after this tick to try and survive as well till your shield comes back up. And then you might be able to survive a little bit longer. Level 19, Apollo should be able to do quick work for this. I'd probably turn around and ult. Yes, you do! And Apollo doesn't come. Oh, Apollo. You did the right thing. I completely agree. You were dead. You were dead and you did exactly what you needed to do. I'm not upset with you in any way there, Rex. That was a good decision. There was no other decision to make. The only problem is that Apollo didn't. He didn't fancy his chances. He didn't fancy his chances until now.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Wait for the respawn one more time. Yeah, I'm talking to chat. Chat says you could have hogged the spiders. I don't think the spiders would have saved your life. Hogging those spiders would have saved your life because she was still sped up anyway. I mean, you could have hogged the spiders. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Hogging the spiders would have reduced a little bit of the damage, but you still would have been bursted down. But at the same time, you still relied on Apollo. Wait for you to respawn one more time. Now, Fire Giant should be a big contestation point for your team right now. And we'll see what you do about it. You have built sentry wards and wards, which is good. I don't agree with you picking up the round shield here. That's the only thing in this build that I'm going to say I'm not so sure about. You probably should be looking at Medjai's, in all honesty, right about now. You do need a defensive item at some point. Generally, it's third item, but you went Chins into Jotuns. Jotuns, if you're going to go Jotuns, you probably should do that before the Chins, but Chins against the Geb and Zhong I'm okay with. And Jotuns is a great all-round item because it gives you the penetration, cooldown reduction, mana as well, and some extra power, obviously, thrown in. But the round shield here, you should be looking at Medjai's. You could actually look to buy tier 2 of Medjai's if you actually sold the Bumper's Mask, or just wait a little bit longer until you can afford the full one by selling the Bumper's Mask. But consider your itemization build, because round shield here, physical power and protection. Well, who are the issues on the enemy team? We established it with Zhonghui, and we also know that they've got 2 other magical damage dealers on their team as well. So the Medjais will give you some magical protection, as well as give you that bubble that's going to help you survive that wombo from, for example, the stun from Zhonghui, or the meat bolt from Vulcan, or even a shockwave. All those things, you know, you just block them, and it will be more useful to you than going for the round shield. You have the damage over survivability. Remember that one. Probably wasn't the greatest idea. Good decision to sentry there, just because you're going to get some more control because Athena had already warded. You've got great control around this Fire Giant right now. So now we're just hanging and chilling and putting another ward down. You've got great sentries on your team now, which I'm pleased about. Your speed buff is up. Go for it. Whoa! Can we all understand why I'm going? Blah! I'm chillin'. I'm chillin'. You hear it. Even if you don't see that, you hear it. Take into account I do have full vision on here, guys. That's one thing to note right now. So he might not have seen this as clear as day as as we do on the screen. He might not have seen it as clear as day as we do, just because we have the extra vision. But he could have heard this. You really should have heard this, because I can hear it. Yeah, in his position, we should have heard that. Get your music turned down then, Rex, if you don't hear that one. Or turn your game sound up a little bit more. Instead, you're going to go rotate around for this Orama, who's going to immediately pop sprint. Good dashes. Taunt. Yeah, boys. This is a dead Rama. He's buying time. Right, he's buying time right now. What are your options? Straight away, you've still got ultimate available. You know he's going to come down. You've got 3 options to cover. You've got the lane option, you've got the Apollo option, you've got the back to teammates option. Problem being, when he's in the sky, he's up here for up to 6 seconds. 6 seconds is a very long time. And in the positions they're in right now, where they're going to get the Gold Fury, you're going to get rotated on in this position. What should your priority be? That is the next question. Should your priority be on the kill, or zoning out the rest of the team from coming to this fight? These are the issues you have to make. He's already used his sprint. He doesn't have any beads. You've got 2 people in the area. Athena should be thinking the same way as you, in all honesty. You should both be relying on Apollo to get the kill here. You 2 should both be on sentry duty to an extent of zoning other people out from getting into this fight. So, where's the most likely target they're going to come from? Which way they're going to come from more than likely? This way. So you should be looking this way right now, making sure nobody comes in. If they do come in, you want to be forcing them out. Maybe even ulting them if you can pick up a kill on the re-aggression from them. Instead, you're waiting for the kill. Athena's not even looking at this fight. Vulcan's now coming in here from that top side where I was looking at. Geb from behind. You can't rely on the Geb from behind. You were expecting it, I guess. You did have a ward here, so you had a rough idea someone was coming in. Instead, you both eat a full Vulcan Earthshaker to the face. And he's going to live. Now you have to ult defensively to an extent. You're going to get ulted in response. Now get out. That ult kind of traded off, which was nice for you, in fairness. Looks like Athena may get picked up here. But you need to think about this. When Rama goes to the sky, you know teammates are going to turn up. Standing around waiting for the kill, he's not going to get you the kill all the time. He could just get you killed. Luckily, mid lane Poseidon trades 1 for 1. Body blocking. Didn't need the shield there to an extent. I guess you could have, just in case you did get a nasty crit on yourself. You would have healed as well, I guess. Why are we back in right now? Why are we back in? Silence coming over here. I guess you can't see this. Maybe it's just me. You don't see where he's actually going, so yeah, okay, the back's fine. I was like, why are we back in when we know he's in this area? I mean, we do know he's in the area. We don't know exactly what he's stuck around for that blue buff. If he did, I think you would have changed your mind and gone for something different. Go over for your speed buff now. Hopefully bring this one down. Looks like we're going shifters. Still got Fire Giant control. If we can get this kill, this should be a Fire Giant. We can still fire now. We forced our ultimate, we forced the team over there. Good pressure on the tier 1 tower. You can keep this push going if you so choose to. Why are we not pushing? We could push this as a team. Like, you three of the 3 damage dealers that are going to push towers quicker. Poseidon's got pressure on mid lane. It means he's going to have to get a rotation on because Rom is not going to be able to deal with Poseidon 1v1. Especially because he's not got no Aegis or anything to deal with. If he gets hit by a Whirlpool, he's dead because he can't roll out of it. You guys should be aggressing this lane a little bit more. You got great wall coverage to see from behind you, so you could really pressure this lane. Instead, it does look like Rama did get a solo kill. I don't know how. That guy was supposed to be fed. I don't know what happened in mid there, but hey. Damn, you were slow.
Your left tower is under attack.
Kinda feels like a bit of a depressing slow. Wow, do they really get this? No. Okay, who's your focus? What is your focus? That's not your focus. Ah, it's not your focus. You get Fire Giant as well. Okay, why is this not your focus? We'll go right back to it. You come into the fight. We'll speed this bit up because we get to it. We know they're doing Fire Giant. You had good wall coverage. You also had Loki in the area. They know they're doing it. And you turn up to this fight. Primary focus right now. You are not in a position to contest this. Well, you are in a position to contest this, but you're not in a great one. Why? Poseidon is dead. Your big burst damage dealer is dead. Loki also has burst damage as well, but only on a single target. Kraken Boy, the guy we're supposed to be protecting, is the man that you should be focusing on. Your prime target here, try and force the reset. Try and force the reset. Not trying to kill them all. You could try and go on the Geb, which is what you guys kind of try and do, it seems. By killing the Geb, it means they've not got a Hog 3 available, or do they? Let's just check him. No, I reckon he hasn't got one. Sometimes you will see the junglers picking up Hog 3s as well. So, your primary target is trying to get them to force the reset. To force the reset would not be focusing Geb. To force the reset, you'd be wanting to focus the damage dealers and push them away from the buff. Meaning Geb gets isolated, meaning Geb has to make a decision about staying in the fire pit alone, or drop the fire buff completely and get out with his team. That's the decision you've got to try and make it. It's not an easy one, but I wouldn't have just straight up ulted Geb even though he came towards your team because he was going to try and cataclysm as well. What you should be doing really is just walking up here and trying to just throw out a 2. Try and slow some of them down, force them out. If you notice, the disengage is already happening. The disengage is already happening. They've all left the fire pit just now, but the problem is that they've still got aggro for another tick of damage because of this Vulcan turret is the only reason the tower is still aggroed. Once that ultimate hits them, they feel confident now that they're able to fight this one because they've not got your ultimate to deal with. Zhonghui still can do a lot of damage now because of it. With Rama rotating around there, Rama may go down, but Loki's going to go and trade. And it's still a fight that's at a deficit because you still had Poseidon dead in this one. You've used your whole combo now, and you don't have anything else to follow up with. Even though Apollo comes in, they get the Fire Giant, and all you can do is bravely run away because there's no other options for you. You're trying to duke out the Vulcan. Looks like you might do, actually, which would be nice. But your priority should have been trying to drop the buff. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but trying to drop the Fire Giant should have been priority overall. Six, 5, and 4. I feel from here is going to be a slow loss because it feels like they focus Poseidon down too much. I don't think he got enough peel in this game because they realised he was the issue on their team.
Your right tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
That's a good rotation for Zhonghui. Could have put a little bit more pressure on, but nothing more probably would have come out of that one. This is a long replay. But I'm feeling... Where's Apollo at right now? Has Apollo caught up yet? Yeah, he has.
Your left tower is under attack.
So with the Fire Giant going to them, your main job is just to defend. That fight doesn't look too bad, actually. That fight doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, it kind of confirmed that after that kill. Okay, so you and Poseidon group up mid and you get cataclysmed. Problem being, right now they've got Fire Giant, okay? So I'm okay with your position of your team right now. Loki and Apollo split pushing. You and Poseidon are technically on defensive duties with the support of Athena. If one of those two get ganked, they can get ulted from Athena. At the same time, you can also have one of Apollo rotate in and Athena ult you guys if you need it. So, the position for your team is not bad. You're just defending towers and doing the best to do what you can. The engagement for them was good. Your decision to go onto the Ram is good. Trying to force him away. Now Athena's coming down here. And you realise it's Geb tanking. This is a good ult onto Geb. Steal his protections right now. You can continue this fight on. You've used a lot already though, which is the problem. The dash, probably not needed. You wanted to rely on the taunt. You knew it was coming. So having this dash available would have mean you could continue this chase a little bit better. Keep the attention onto this Geb. This is a good decision. Now you can start looking for the rest of the team. If you had your dash still now, you could continue going aggressive, but your dash is now on cooldown. You can't give up on this chase though. Stop. You can't give up on this chase. Reason you can't give up on this chase is because Geb's dead. I'm not sure. Zhong and Arachne is showing on right, and Apollo needs more time to try and push this one in. You want to keep chasing this fight. Instead, you back up. You probably want to chase them down a little bit more. If you can keep the chase going, they have to keep running. They can't turn and fight you. You'll have your full combo back up again, so you can escape if you do get aggressed on. But in doing that, you're going to give Apollo more time to take this tier 2 tower. It's only a small thing, but it is something that will help you out advancing the games. Luckily, they don't rotate straight for him, which is a possibility they could have done. And they get away with it.
Your team
Not the worst fight in the world for you in mid lane.
enemy tower.
I think that's you coming to the conclusion of all your kills now, and I'm just going to see how the rest of the game plays out. Looks like they're going to go for Gold Fury again. Oh, did you get picked by Zhang? I hope you don't. Oh, but Apollo gets picked there. Picks are happening all over the map. That's a problem.
Tower is under attack.
That is a problem. Gold's still relatively even. That's how crazy this game is between you two right now. Like, it could still go either way. Even though they get Fire Giant, look at the gold difference. It's not massive. Press F3, just bring it up. 2.3k gold differential. Experience shouldn't really matter at this point. We're just kind of hanging, waiting for a fight. You shouldn't be in the jungle alone here. I know you've got war coverage, but you should be looking to fight. You should be looking to just defend towers and wait for this Fire Giant to wear off, which it should have done. If not, it will do very, very soon. Look to defend the towers, leave Loki to continue farming. He can 1v1 Arachne, but it's just not an easy fight. It could go either way. So you do manage to catch him out of position, but then you got to watch your own position as you get rotated on. Athena comes in to support you. Now, Athena coming in to support you may cost you a little bit here. Vulcan goes out. Who's your target? Who's your target? Who's your target? Who's your target? You get a good slow into all of them, but you've got no escapes. You've got no escapes.
Killing spree.
Arachnidite kills Loki 1v1. You're slowly getting whittled down in terms of HP here, which is a problem. This is why you're going to lose this lane, I feel. Athena's still trying to make a play. Can't find anything. This decision here, we'll just go back to this one, because this one was a bit risque, so to speak. Walking up here with only your slice and dice and your ultimate available is so risky. It's a long time until your cooldowns are coming up. You look for a great slice and dice, and it does do some nice, you know, it does slow them all, but you eat a lot of poke and it forces your Aegis. They do waste a lot on you, and you do heal up nicely, but the dash away is where you did wrong. I think the dash away is probably what you did wrong here, because with Kraken Boy coming in, they're still focusing their attentions to you. Apollo's in the sky as well. If you go deep on this, you can probably stay alive. The shield gave you enough HP to survive this one. What could you have done? You probably should have ulted Zhonghui here and dashed into the team. If you ult Zhonghui and dash into the team, they're all focusing their attention on you, which means your teammates can do all the wombo combo they need to. You've got Athena with taunt, you've got Apollo dunking down, you've also got Kraken Boy online as well. That fight could have been different if you would have gone in. You're worried about your own life though, and that makes sense. It's very difficult to realise that. And you probably would have sacrificed yourself and looked really crazy doing it, but in doing so you would have set your team up for a big wombo. I think, though, with that, that's pretty much going to be the end of this replay. I mean, we've spent a long time on this replay today, actually. But in doing so, I think you've picked up a lot of useful information from it. The early game deficits that you guys had over in that solo lane, some of it was down to you spawning late, but you put your Loki behind in that lane. Poseidon was fine in middle lane throughout the game, so you didn't have to worry about him. Your invades on speed buff were good. I didn't see any attention whatsoever to the duo lane. Did we see you gank duo lane once after? I think it was like 4 minutes, you got 1 kill on Rama, and that was the last of we saw you in the duo lane. The only 2 lanes you really needed to prioritise in that game was solo and duo, because Poseidon was fine in the middle lane. He had control of that one overall. Stealing away some of the farm from Loki in the solo lane did not help him out. The blue buff taken away from the duo lane. That's the most. You actually came to the duo lane more often than not to take away experience from the blue buff and deny it from Apollo than you did of actually helping him on ganks, which means that Rama probably wouldn't have been as strong as he was, potentially, in that situation. Loki had a really rough game, but Loki did a good job of doing what he could in the situation he was in. Especially because you put him behind. But that game overall, Rex, it wasn't the worst game you've played in the world, in all honesty, from what I've seen of you. You did okay in that game. Some slight decision making needs to be changed. And I think with what you've seen today, you might be able to pick that up a little bit further and move on in your next games. Anyway, good luck with that as we move on to the next one.